Okay, so I thought I would just kind of explain now that you've already seen some of the property and seen the cabin. So the game plan is to hopefully have this on Hip Camp by the middle of August, maybe the end of August. If everything goes as planned, I should be able to have my first guests staying here, I'm hoping. Contractors will be here tomorrow to finish the outhouse. I just have to finish doing the trim. There are going to be some things I won't be able to get done in time, but they're pretty minor. I mean, some of the places you wouldn't believe that I've seen get 5-star ratings on Hip Camp is incredible. I mean, I'm talking like 1950s and 70s furniture and particle board walls, and people, because of the location, they love it. So I'm hoping the combination of a nice place, especially at night. It's so quiet here. All you can hear are the loons. There's a pond like 300 or 400 yards that way. You can hear the frogs at night. There's always owls around. So, and it's silent because Route 9 is like 8 miles headed south in that direction. But the really good part of this location is like 3 miles that way, the road ends at a pond, and there is a facility there for disabled veterans. And they have cabins, RV sites, and what are basically small homes that they rent out, and they're booked like all the time. 4th of July, I mean, any of the big holidays, they're booked. They have ice fishing derbies that they run down there. And about a mile headed north, there's Alligator Road, and that connects to literally hundreds of miles of logging roads that access dozens of ponds and lakes and streams. So this is a really popular area for hiking, fishing, mountain biking. People bring up their dirt bikes and side-by-sides and 4x4s to hit the trails around here. And of course, there are a lot of hunters, not that I'm really a fan of that, but the only time that it's dead is usually in springtime for obvious reasons. So even if I miss the summertime rush, I should still get people for leaf peeping season, and people who, believe it or not, they come out, they'll rent down here even around Christmas time. There are a lot of people who spend Christmas in their cabins. So, you know, the hope is get this ready to go so we can rent it out, because I finally found a guy who's going, sorry, I'm all sweaty, but I finally found a guy to do the gravel, to get the roads into the campsites, but he's not going to be able to do it until after the blueberry season, because we're surrounded by blueberry fields around here. So that was kind of a bummer. So the campsites are not going to be ready unless we have a really warm September, October, which, the way things have been, that's very possible. So I'm hoping with any luck I'll be able to put this on Hip Camp and start renting it out. So, and everyone has been saying that this should be a slam dunk, because the places that do rent out that are not part of the veterans facility down there are always catching their overflow, and people are demanding for more. So that's the hope. We'll see how it works. And because if it does fly, initially I'm only going to have the 4 sites, because the state inspector said as long as you keep it under 4, you don't have to follow the laundry list of rules that the state of Maine has, because they want regulation size roads. You have to have your outhouses, you have to have so many per campsite, and they have to be a certain distance away, and I mean, there's a whole laundry list of rules, I'm sure you can imagine. And this way, we're just talking a cabin and 3 sites, so I'll be able to kind of transition into it, see which way the wind is blowing, and then take it from there. So, and even though they devastated it before I got to it, there 32 acres here, and I'm really only tapping into the first 4 or 5 acres, so I haven't really even tapped into it. And this is something that I'm going to be doing with my mother. This is kind of our exit strategy. So we're doing this together because we found out all these things a little too late. It's a long story. I won't bore you with it, but suffice it to say that a lot of these wonderful state and federal programs that they have for people who need to be taken care of through the family, yeah, they're not free. They come back after your property. So she's kind of in limbo as to whether or not the property that she has is going to be tapped for some of the services that my grandfather and grandmother needed while we were taking care of them. So I really don't want to leave my mother in the lurch. The good thing is, though, should this get up and running and be successful, we're not going to have our feet nailed to the floor the way they have been for the past decade. So if I wanted to go somewhere and go do something, I can do that. She'll be able to go and leave. And my cousin, who is he has some social phobia issues, sounds a little more than interested in potentially coming up here just to keep an eye on the campsites. That's our only concern, is renting this place out and just having someone to keep an eye on it if we wanted to go do something. And in that event, that means, I wouldn't have to be here all the time, so which is going to be great. Anyway, that's the game plan. I'll probably start doing some massage again. I'd love to start teaching karate up here and teaching basic meditation and kind of run like informal retreats for people. I think I was explaining that to you. So anyways, that's the game plan. That's everything pretty much in a nutshell. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll try and answer them.